Good evening, welcome back. Nice to have you with me again. Tonight I've finally, after what seems like forever, found some time to get back on this. This is the 1970s mini pickup I am restoring for a good friend of mine. As you can see, I'm still yet to have a front end, still waiting for parts. But I found something else I can be getting on with in the meantime. So let's get on it. Okay, so this is the passenger door. It's already off. I'm going to strip the doors. Don't look in too bad condition. There's a little bit of surface rust, a little bit of dent there. But they don't look rotten, and it doesn't look like they've had any obvious welding from the inside, which is quite surprising for this pickup. If you go back and look at my Facebook and Instagram posts, you'll see that every single piece of metal I've touched has either been rusty or has had half an inch of filler on it. Which is why I'm keen to get these stripped off and see what's hiding underneath, just in case there's some nasties going on. Before we get started, I'm just going to cheat a little bit and use a magnet to see if I can spot any signs of thick body filler on this. And the easiest way to do that is to just dab a magnet on the panel, and if at any point it doesn't stick, there's too much filler in there. Well, that's a good sign. Maybe these doors are as good as they seem. Before we start getting the paint off, I'm going to strip the bright-work off. So we've got the handle, the remnants of a mirror, and the two door hinges there. And there's a little bit of trim just on the inside here as well. So I'll get them stripped off, and then we'll start trying to get some of this paint off. I'm just going to keep all of this together just so I know how it went. Saves a lot of hassle later on. I don't think these are the correct fixings either. I'm pretty sure Allen key bolts weren't used in 1970 whatever. 74 I think it is. It's either 74 or 78, I can never remember. That washer's just a little bit too big for that. Madness. Absolute madness. More? Is there more? Oh yes. So I've just partially assembled this back together. This monstrosity is how the outside handle was bolted. You see that? So we've got a big nut being used as a washer with a washer. And then there's what I'm assuming is an original screw, or at least a more correct looking screw, with a nut on it, all the way through, and there was only actually a tiny amount of thread poking out. So that'll not be going back together like that. But I'll keep it all together for now, just so I at least know how it was together before I need to worry about how it needs to go back together. Bolts to hold the external door hinges on. So here we have one of the external door hinges. Mini pickups and vans were built like the earlier Mark 1, Mark 2 shells, so they had the external hinges rather than the internal hinges which came on the Mark 3 mini saloons. You can see on here, if you can see through the rust, there is actually numbers on them around here, and that tells you exactly the location on the car of where these pair of hinges needs to go. Clever stuff. The threads, you can probably see, aren't very good. You can see the bolt isn't actually sitting in very square, especially on this one. So I'll probably try and re-tap those when I come to put it back together. See if we can rescue them and get some better bolts in. If not, we'll have to look for some more hinges. Is it going off? Okay. Haha. These doors aren't original. I'll show you. A little sticker just up here, which is actually printed on the door skin itself, and that's got a little date on it, which is 23rd of May 2002. So this door's not got its original skin on, to be honest. It's got a bit of pitting around here. And a little bit of damage on the bottom there. Same over on that side. These holes don't look particularly great either. I think they've been drilled and then drilled again, as that one looks much more on purpose. There we go, that is the nub for a bullet wing mirror removed. That's not going back on. See there, they've had a few shots there drilling the holes. Whatever. Okay, so now it's just the chrome strip to get off, which is held on with some pop rivets. So we'll get the drill out and get them out. Safety first. We're going to get one set of eyeballs. Still got a hole. One. Two. Three. I think there should probably have been some more fixings on there, or whatever. Somebody's taken the time and care to put some masking tape on this at some point to try and stop it getting damaged. So hopefully that will clean up. It's a little bit out of shape here, but I reckon we can save that bit. Okie dokie then. Right. I'm going to try, before I get any power tools out, just with this scraper tool to try and get under the paint, just because the paint is broken in a few places. You never know, it might just lift off without too much hassle. Well, it's coming, but it's slow progress. I think we'll be much better off just using the angle grinder. See what we can do. Okay, so put this back over. Right then, so that is all of the paint, filler and whatever else was in there cleaned off. Didn't go too bad, although my workshop is now like, I don't even know what it could be. So, all the paint, filler, whatever else is on there is cleaned off. It isn't that bad, but we've got some issues going on. So first off, where the skin's folded round here, it's difficult to get this on camera, but it's not sitting flush. The skin actually dips down at the corner. I think there's a little bit of corrosion in there too. It's fairly straight, there's no big horrible dents. There's a little dent there. But the big problems are really, there's a little bit of a iffy spot there. These holes have been elongated, and these are not standard either for the type of mirror that was on. Clearly they've been drilled wrong, or the door hasn't fitted very well and they've had to move it to make it fit. There was a little bit of fill around here as well. There's a little bit of a low spot. Obviously aftermarket mirror fitted, them holes are horrible. So looking at this, to make this door to the standard that it needs to be for this car, we're going to have to repair this, we're going to have to repair this, we're going to have to do something about that dent, we're going to have to address this corner. The rest of it's not too bad. Flipping it over without dropping it. This is where it gets a bit more difficult. I haven't cleaned all the inside off. I've just done this bottom edge because that was enough really. You can see when this aftermarket skin has been fitted, it doesn't fit particularly well up here, a gap. It's just been tacked quite badly in random spots. And the frame itself along this bottom piece is actually rotten all along here. In the middle it's not so bad, but again at this end, that piece you can see there is actually the inner frame, and this skin is looped around it, and it's just corroded all the way around the corner and on the bottom here. Now, as mini doors go, it's not that bad. I've seen doors where the complete bottoms fell out. It isn't at that stage yet, but it's not good enough for this car. I was hoping I would be able to uncover a few nasties, because I knew they were there really, and maybe do some local repairs neat enough that it would do, but there's no local repair in the bottom of the door. So I think we need to look into some other options, either getting another skin and me taking the skin off, repairing the bottom of the door and reskinning it properly and better. Downside of that is time consuming. I've never skinned a mini door before, but I'm up for it. You know, how hard can it be? Other options are source another door, either that be a better second-hand one or a brand new one. They are available. Price and fitment becomes a bit of a problem there. Or the third option would be to have somebody else repair it. Now there is a company called the Mini Door Company. I've never used them before, but I've heard good things, and I believe they have doors available for exchange. And I've seen the work online, and they do good work from what I've seen. They reskin it, repair the frame, put a new skin on, or we could just exchange these bad doors for a pair of good ones. That being said, I haven't actually looked at the driver's side door yet in the depth of this. Excuse me. My nose is full of red dust. I did have a mask before all the keyboard warriors start in the comments. Oh, you should have a mask on. I know I should have had a mask on. I had a mask. I went to put it on and the string snapped. So next I think we need to look at the options, look at the pricing, decide what is going to be the best for this door. Whether repair it, get another door, have somebody else repair it. But really I need to do the same on the other side, don't I, to see if I need one door, if I need two doors. The other one might be rotten completely, and that might make the decision easier one way or the other. But for tonight, I'm done. There's red dust all over the workshop. And I look like Sander. So, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. If you like the video, please do give it a like, give it a share. Subscribe to the channel where you can see me carry on again another night, another day with some more jobs on this pickup. We'll get there eventually. See you next time. Broke my dustpan and brush a couple of weeks ago. Had to bin it. I've just been sweeping the floor there after making that bit of video, all the red dust, and realised I couldn't actually sweep it up into the bin. So I've had to borrow the dustpan and brush out of the kitchen. Maybe Mrs. Ed's Mini Empire will never know. I won't tell her if you don't tell her.